Alright guys, so today we have a pretty different video. It's really just a result of some crazy stuff going down in F1. And I think all of us F1 guys know exactly what that is. And for those who don't, it's Daniel Riccardo leaving Red Bull for, get this, Renault. It wasn't surprising when we saw a Twitter post from Daniel Riccardo saying that big changes were coming soon. What was surprising, however, was what big changes turned out to be, as it all seemed to turn out to one of those right when he was supposed to go right situations he went left, as all of us thought that he was going to go straight to Ferrari and pair with his former teammate Sebastian Vettel. However, when inquired about this, he said he would consider it. However, he would never play second fiddle to Vettel again, which is understandable as it didn't go too well last time. But no one on the planet expected him to go to Renault, as a lot of the issues he's been having with Red Bull could actually be traced back to Renault engine failures. But it would seem as though something enticed him to go. When asked about the situation, Daniel had this to say: "It was probably one of the most difficult decisions to take in my career, but I thought it was time for me to take on a fresh and new challenge. I realized that there was a lot ahead in order to allow Renault to reach their target of competing at the highest level, but I had been impressed by their progression over the last 2 years, and I know each time Renault has been in the sport, they've eventually won. I hope to be able to help them on this journey and contribute on and off track." Now, in a sense, some of that is somewhat true. However, these wins have come after a long time of progression, and the cars were a lot closer then than they are now, as the three top teams, Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari, had been dominating the sport ever since the new engine changes in 2014. This is some crazy news, as despite his teammates' increasing speed, he has remained the third highest paid driver in the sport, behind Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel for years now. But it would seem as though internally things were about to change, as Verstappen had been increasingly getting faster and he was a lot younger, which naturally made him the next candidate to become the team's golden boy. And Red Bull had just signed him on until 2021, keeping him away from Mercedes and Ferrari for a few more years. And I think we all know how Ricciardo is about playing second fiddle. As mentioned earlier, he would not go to Ferrari if he had to play second fiddle to Vettel. So it would seem as though the only thing in this deal for him would be to go be number one at Renault, which it's sort of like a shark wanting to be a little bit bigger, so he moved into a fishbowl. And as it would seem, it leaves Red Bull in quite the awkward position too, leaving the young and often inflammatory Max Verstappen in control of one of the greatest operations in racing history. And of course, all of this begs even more questions, such as what did Renault give him to persuade him to come over? And will Max Verstappen be able to handle the pressure? What does this all mean? We don't know, but we'll get back to you guys with another video as soon as we have more info. But as always, my name is Nathan Thorpe, this is Road Rage. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe.